Hello, good evening, everyone. So grateful that you are here and welcome to How to Turn Your Creativity into an Income. Woohoo! Excited that you have joined us, and I'm so happy that you have decided to take this step into learning about business, right? Learning how to take your creativity and put it out into the world. This is really important work for everyone, for not just for yourself, but for the people that you're going to serve. So I am so happy to see you here. And I know that I needed this when I first started. So I'm happy that you're taking these first steps. Beautiful. Love that you are showing up in the chat. Amazing. We're going to just get started here in just a minute. We got people joining us from all over, from Wisconsin, from Texas. Beautiful. All right. From Ohio. Awesome. All right. I have a question before I dive in because I'm going to be teaching you the steps of how to start your business. And for those of you that already have a business, you might be like wanting to level up, and I hear you as well. I'm going to support you in that process too. Okay. You don't have to do this alone. We're here together and we're going to learn from each other. So I would love to see your beautiful faces. I see some people have their cameras on. Thank you. I love those smiley faces. I see some familiar faces. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Phyllis and Catherine. Awesome. Woohoo. Beautiful. We got some people from Edries, people from the Creative Soul Society. Awesome. All right. So I will be taking questions tonight. You're welcome to put your questions in the chat. If for some reason, as I'm doing my slideshow, my presentation, if I miss your question, I will stay on at the end to answer your question. Okay. Because sometimes the chat keeps going and I'll miss something. And I know that, you have a question that you'd want answered. So we're going to try to answer as much as possible. We do have support here tonight with the Creative Soul Ambassador. But like I mentioned, just stay on and till the end, and I'll answer any questions that get missed. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so I have a little quick poll that I want to ask you because I haven't asked you yet, like what your creative business is going to be. We're going to get there, but I'm kind of curious of what do you think the thing is, the number one thing that is stopping you from like making money or putting your creativity out into the world right now? What do you think is stopping you? I just want to hear from you because I want to make sure that I'm addressing this in this master class. Because I know that you came here because you want to learn. I'm going to be teaching you some skills. And I just want you to be honest. Okay, so we got some confidence. People don't feel like they're good enough. Marketing, they're not sure about marketing, technology. Okay, a fear of failure. Fear of success. All right. Uneducated in the how. Okay, that's why you showed up, right? Claudia says chronic illness. Okay, like being aware of your energy and how to use the energy that you do have. I hear you. Your time, how to schedule your time, how to create a framework and a structure that supports you. Lack of confidence. Okay. Stephanie says money. Oh, that's a big one too. We're going to talk about that as well. Pamela says not enough followers. Okay. All right. These are great. Thank you for being honest. Anita says burned out on social media. Yeah, we have to definitely honor ourselves and how we show up, most definitely. Okay. Beautiful. I do appreciate you being honest so that I'll be able to address all of these for you so that you can get an idea of how to show up, how to honor your time, how to structure yourself, because these are really important. And I've experienced it for myself. It's not knowing how to start and then learning along the way. And I want to make this easy for you. Like I want to like share what I've learned with you so it can be easier and faster as a creative, right? Because what we do is important work at the creative part, but then there's this whole other world, right? The business part, which we don't learn in school, right? They didn't teach us. I went to art school. They didn't teach me how to have a business. And then became an art therapist. They didn't teach me how to have a business and put myself out there. So it's like a whole new thing we have to learn. So I totally understand. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. All right. Can we all see my slide? Yeah. Can we see it? Thumbs up. Yes. All right. I got some fireworks happening. Beautiful. Okay. I guess we're good. All right. We're going to learn how to use our creativity. So even if you have a full-time job, you can actually make income with your creativity. Okay. Or if you're retired, this is a great time to, start, putting your artwork and your skills out there as service, right? So people can learn from you. Okay, I'm going to just stop share 1 second and I'm going to reshare 1 second. I want you to be able to see this. Nope. I'm going to try that one more time. That's all right. Let me go back just a second. Okay. So I'm going to just introduce myself. My name is Leah Guzman. So happy to be here. I've been an artist all my life, and I've actually been practicing art therapy for about over 20 years now. Can't believe it's been that long. So I got my undergraduate in studio sculpture. I love painting now. And I went and got my master's, and then I've been practicing art therapy ever since. And I also make sure that I practice my own art for my own self-care. Okay. And by doing that, I found out that that is my superpower, like being able to nurture my own soul, right? I did have a point in time where I had complete burnout. And this is where I had a realization that I wanted to show up a little differently in the world. The burnout was, I was working as an art therapist. I'm a mom, saying yes to everybody. I had a lot of people pleaser tendencies, and had to have a real, hit bottom and say, hey, something's not working here. And I'm so happy that happened to me, because from that experience, I realized I wanted to show up differently in the world. I wanted to put my intention somewhere else. I wanted to make my art again. And because I wasn't making my art. So when I started making my art again, and I actually got support at that time, which was also very hard for me to do, I got help from an art therapist. I realized I wanted to show up as an artist, but I also wanted to serve in a different way. I wanted to be bigger and bolder and show up online. And this was kind of a scary thing. This was before COVID, and showing up online actually gave me so much opportunity, where, as an art therapist, putting myself out there, I got the opportunity to write essential art therapy exercises, which is an international bestseller. I mean, it's been like translated in over 6 different languages. I've written 5 books in the past 6 years now. And it's been pretty amazing that, like, as I've learned to nurture my own soul and listen to it, more things keep happening and abundance keeps showing up. So being able to, having that dark night of the soul, that's what I like to call it, it led me to saying, hey, I want to learn a different way. And this is when I got into learning how about business, and started taking business courses and getting coaches and saying, oh, this is fun. This is a whole nother world I didn't know about. I wish they would have taught me in school, just like I wish they would have taught us mental health, but mental health in school too. I was like, these are essential, like, to live, right? So yeah, I guess it's something we have to learn on our own. But I'm happy you're here, because that's why we're doing this, right? Okay, so what are we going to be learning about tonight is how to launch and find your ideal clients. So if you're totally a newbie, totally fresh, and you're like, what is a launch? What are we talking about, Leah? Well, a launch is being able to, you have a product, you have something, service, you have something that you want to put out into the world, and you are launching it out into the world. Okay. But a lot of times, this is where I see a lot of creatives get stuck, is because they feel like for them to launch, they need everything to be perfect first. They need to make a website first. They need to make that perfect painting or that series, or they do all these things first that they think that needs to happen, but that's really not the truth. The truth is you need to find your clients. You need to be true to you. We're going to dive deeper into like what that means and what that looks like. Okay. So learning how to launch and build your community along the way. Okay. We also want to learn about how to show up consistently without overwhelm. Right. So my business has grown exponentially in the past few years, and I'm not doing nearly as much as I used to. Isn't that crazy? It's like I'm making more money and I'm doing less. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. How do you do that? Well, without overwhelm, right? Because I'm making sure that I'm taking care of myself. That's number one. You got to have that self-care. And you want to be able to show up in a business feeling good, right? Because that's magnetic, that's energetic. But I also know about how to create frameworks and systems in my business so that I don't go into overwhelm. Okay. And it's knowing how to create those systems so that you feel supported, right? So that you can grow and you don't have to do everything, right? Because you aren't meant to do everything. You're meant to be in your zone of genius. And that's really the goal, is to show up, with your unique gifts, because we're all here and we all have really unique gifts that we want to share with the world. All right. And the third thing we're going to be talking about tonight is how to develop a really good money mentality. And I love this. I love talking about money. I used to not. Actually, when I was talking about my whole dark night of the soul and wanted to show up to the world, there was a time that I was showing up in a different way, and putting my art in the world. And when someone would ask me, well, how much is that painting? Or how much are your services? I just remember my body responding with a complete like shake of anxiety of, I don't even know what to tell them. I was so anxious about the idea of money and putting a price tag for my work and my services at that time. And then I had a realization is that I needed to do a lot of healing. Okay. So part of this process, especially if you're here and wanting to run a business, you really need to know your relationship with money and know how you're worth and know how much to put a price to what you're going to be offering. Super powerful. Because when you're able to do that, people can pay you for those services, and you don't feel like you're just always giving. It is good to give free. I do free things all the time, but I also do opportunities and offerings that I do feel are really worthy of what people are paying for, because I know that I give high value. Okay. So being in touch with your money mentality, your relationship with money, and being honest with yourself. If you need to do some healing around that, do the work, right? Being able to do the work around it is really powerful. And it's one of the reasons why I created Know Your Money Honey course, is because part of that course is teaching you how to have that relationship, teaching you how to heal the wounds, because we learned them from growing up, because no one talked about money, or if they did, it was always like a negative thing. So being able to change your relationship with money so that you can have a thriving business. Okay, really, really important. Okay, so my intention for tonight is to support you in your creative practice and help you make money doing what you love, because that's why you're here, right? We want to have fun and we want to make money so we can do fun things, right? We also want to know the why we want to make money, right? So you got to get clear with that. It's like, why do you want to do this? Is it to support your family? Is so that you can go on more vacations? So you can buy more art supplies? Yes, yes, and yes. Want all of those? So go ahead and put in the chat who you are and what you want to accomplish. Like, go ahead and tell me. This is so important because people want to know what you do. I call this the elevator pitch. Who are you? What are you about? What are you teaching? What is it that you're selling? Someone wrote me today. I get so many emails about business stuff. They're like, how do you run your membership? Or does this pertain to some, like if I want to create t-shirts that have, messages on them? Yes, those are all businesses. That's all part of the business, and being able, learning how to package it and put it out into the world. So I want to know, let me open the chat so I can see. So tell me about your business. Phyllis says she needs to heal her money wound. She keeps thinking I don't have any. Oh yeah, you got to change that messaging, Phyllis. You got to say, I have money, I am abundant, and start looking for that abundance all around you, because it really is around you. Oh, ooh, we do have some money healing to happen in this chat. Okay. Marcy wants to do a watercolor course. Amazing. Amy Coombs, she wants to do she's a healing arts practitioner, former graphic designer. Okay, beautiful. Phyllis says she's a portrait artist and teacher. I want to teach my courses online. Beautiful. And Karen says she wants to be an art therapist. Amazing. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Deidre says designing and selling knitting patterns and teaching knitting classes. Selena wants to be an art therapist facilitator, have an interior design education, but gave up that career. All right. Beautiful. Linda says she's an art therapist. Oh, wonderful. So happy you're here. All right, we've got a floral designer and photographer, writing a podcast. Amazing. So many different, like from all different types of different creative aspects here, right? So this is cool, because part of the business, it's not just about like one thing, right? Like, for example, like my business, I started with like selling paintings, right? And then I started selling my online services, right? And then I started having courses and then memberships. So it just started building, right? And then having different offers as I was working with the people that I wanted to work with. So you might start with one idea, and it's so fun. The journey is like you will grow and to have many different offerings by co-creating with your people. Okay. So thank you all for posting what you do in the chat. Okay. Oh my goodness, this lady looking stressed. So if you are feeling like this right now, with thinking about like this business part, like, okay, I know what I want to do, but I'm just not sure of like that other part, that other piece of the puzzle. I've been there. I totally been there, because I know that when I first had started out, I felt very scattered. I didn't have a good relationship with money, like I had mentioned before. And I was chasing like all these shiny objects, like maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. And I wasn't really clear about what it is that was important to me. Okay. I was selling my paintings at first, and then I realized that, you know what, just selling one painting, you can't really make that much money doing just selling one thing to people. Okay. And this is where I'm going to talk more about like what structure is and different value ladders, so that you can understand as a business model how you can have different offers and different launches so that you can have a sustainable business, a sustainable income, and actually really make money in your business. Okay. So it's not just like one course. It can be different offerings for the people who like know you, like you, and love you, and want to be a part of your world. Okay. And if there's people here that think that, if you just believe that this is just kind of like a side thing, then it's really not the truth. You can actually make this into a big thing, right? And when I say that, what is like a big thing? Meaning that you can create really the life that you love. And I know this for myself. Like I still practice my art therapy. I have in person, and I practice online. I take my family on epic vacations. We've been to Europe a few times. We went to 5 weeks this past summer to Spain and Portugal. Um, I have the Creative Soul Society membership. We meet once a week, which is a thriving community. We have like over 700 members, which is awesome. This is me in Mallorca. Actually, I was creating the business course on my vacation. So it was kind of like a mix of play and business that I could mix both of them. And now I don't put pressure on my art. I still sell my art, but I make it for fun. I do it for my self-care practice, and not necessarily doesn't have to be like, I need to sell a certain amount. That's not the energy that I want in my business, right? So it's really getting clear about like how you want to show up. And then the bottom right corner, this is at an Omega Institute in New York, where I did a full week workshop, which was really awesome. A wonderful group of women, and we got to create and play every day for a week. So more opportunities because I started showing up online. Okay. And I know that some of you said, confidence, fear of showing up, things like that. But part of this practice of showing up and being seen, it's learning how to share it with love. It's instead of going like out there as like you're performing, it's really looking at it, especially the business. I kind of see it as more of like a game or a playful way to work with the people that I want to work with. It's like, how can we play together? What do you need? And how can I serve you? So it makes it a healthy dynamic, right? All right. So I'm going to keep going here. So why is this important for us to do this now? Okay. So the online creative economy is really exploding. Like it is so essential to do it now, right? Because like when we look at the world the way it is, people need us. People need creativity, right? Especially for their mental health, right? So when we think about, being too small and not showing up, it's like you're hurting people from not showing up because they need you, right? People need your authenticity. They need your courses. They need your connection or whatever it is that you are going to put out into the world. And technology now is incredibly simple. I mean, I'm showing up here and there's like over 170 people, and it's just a Zoom link, right? Actually, we have 179. How amazing is that? You don't need a tech degree, right? You don't need a business degree, right, to do this. It's really being able to set systems in place that are going to support you so that you can support other people. And especially like since the pandemic, I think people are really realizing the importance of creativity. Finally, people are saying, oh, wow, this actually does something for my mental health. And now they have more research about how it reduces the cortisol levels. And, they have studies about like, how we can get into the flow state and how it, regulates our nervous system. And wow, how amazing is that? It's like, I feel like I've known this my whole life, right? Because I've been practicing it for my whole life. But now it's like proven. Like now it's the time that people are like, well, let me try this. This is something that I want to do. So it can be you. Okay. I believe in you. If you showed up tonight, I believe in you because you're saying, hey, I want to take that next step of creating something in the world that other people can utilize and, have that connection. And I think connection is huge, even if you're online, because you could do in-person groups or individual sessions or sell books, but you can also be able to come online as well and offer really great connection too. I do it every week, right? I know it can happen. So it's just believing in yourself and then taking the steps to get there. Okay, so a lot of times when I've done this, when I come out here and I do my master class of talking about creativity, a lot of times where people get stuck is they're like, oh my goodness, I think I need another degree. They're like, oh, well, I think I need to become an art therapist, or I think I need to go get my LMHC, or I need to go get this certificate. And I don't know, they'll just say something that they feel like they need to go get just so that they feel like they're more value, right? But the truth is, wherever you're at is the best place to start, right? Because you have a life degree, you're alive. That's really all that you need. And you have experience in life, right? Just being alive and thinking about, your own story. And this is what I teach in my business course, is like your story is going to reach somebody that's had that same experience, or that you're going to be able to help them from wherever you're at. So you don't really need another degree, okay? Unless you want to become an art therapist, then you actually do need a degree. And it's so funny. I do this business course, or, this master class, and I teach a business course too, which I'll tell you about in a little while. But a lot of time people come to this and they're like, oh, are you going to teach me to be an art therapist? And I just want to go over this slide with you, because I do not teach you how to become an art therapist. You actually have to get a master's degree to become an art therapist. Okay. And I just want to be clear with this for those of you who want to do creative healing groups, because I think they are powerful. I think art in itself is healing and is powerful, but you want to make sure that you're not using the term art therapy. Okay. So I just wanted to, do my due diligence here as an art therapist to say, there is a whole association, there's like board accreditation for art therapists, because it's really rigorous. You have to go get a 2-year master's degree. You have to have supervision hours. You learn about all kinds of psychotherapy models and theoretical models about how to address mental health issues. You help people that have mental illness or suicidal ideations. You're able to help them using the art materials, right? And once you get all that training and all the tests done, then you can say you're an art therapist. Okay, so that's the difference between doing art therapy versus like creative coaching, and they're both powerful. Okay, so if you're going out into the world and you want to have some healing art workshops, that's great. A lot of times you can call yourself a life coach, art coach, art facilitator, a guide. You have different types of titles here. And like I was mentioning, your life experience is valuable. That's where you can get your story, your message, and connect to the people that you want to call in. Because like I was saying, it's really like I know a lot of you might think, oh, I got to get my website perfect, or I got to think of this perfect product. But the idea is your story and your message is really powerful. And when you get clear about that and like why you're showing up and how you want to serve, that's what's going to be magnetic. You need an audience to connect with, to co-create with, and have a conversation with them and build a relationship with them to create something. Okay. And that's actually even how I started my groups, especially with the Creative Soul Society. So, having an art background is cool. If you went to art school and stuff, but if you didn't, that's okay too. There's a lot of creatives, even successful creative coaches, who don't have any kind of art background and just started creating for themselves and have been successful. So, there's really like no rules here. That's what I'm saying. Just start where you're at and see where life takes you. All right. So how do you find ideal clients? Well, it's with your messaging. And of course, you have to show up. It's so important for you to show up and share your message, and share it in a way that is authentic for you, right? So that your people can find you. Like when I first started showing up online, I even started my Facebook group. Everyone that was on Facebook as like my friend personal page, they didn't understand what I'm doing. There's like people from like high school or whatever, and they don't understand art or therapy or the chakras or manifesting or things that I like to talk about. And so I started a group and just started talking about things that I was interested in. Right. And then we started meeting up, and I started doing like Facebook lives and sharing, like 7 days about each of the chakras, and I would go through that, right? And part of that practice led to even creating my community, because one of the people there was like, hey, can we just meet on Zoom so we could like create the art together instead of you just being there? And I'm like, oh my God, that's such a brilliant idea. Right. So this is like right around COVID time when I've had the membership for 5 years now. So that's what I'm saying. This is like co-creation. It's because I showed up, and through that relationships and talking with the people who were there, it was their idea. And I was like, oh my gosh, let's do it. And that's where it started. And I can't believe it's been 5.5 years. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you. If you can't hear me, just let me know. And I will pause for a moment. All right. So finding your ideal clients. I love online. I think online is amazing. But even if you were, in wherever you live, you can create your community there. It's just showing up where your people like to show up. Is it coffee shops? Is it yoga shops or yoga studios? Is there another art center facility that you can co-create with, right? You could go to the museum. You could pitch that you want to do some workshops, right? It's about starting. It's about building those relationships. Okay. And this is how easy it is to start, right? With free advertising. It's like, this is the first time like in the world you get this free advertising, right? We've had it for years, but now it's like, utilize it. What's your relationship right now with any of these platforms? It's like, if you're constantly consuming, then you're not creating, right? You have to change your relationship with it. I mean, I love all these platforms. Why? Because it's like, it's giving me an opportunity to share my love, and um, and also share like what's coming up and what we're going to be doing. So for example, Claudia says, I don't even know what to post. Well, part of showing up, right, in your power, showing up, sharing the love. That's what I'm saying. This is your relationship. Sharing the love to me is sharing a painting that I'm doing behind me. Sharing the love is just like talking about like what's going on in my life. Like, for example, we're doing a 111-day art challenge, and I'm painting my chickens in my backyard. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is fun for me. This is like being able to share what's going on in my life, but also essentially it's my self-care. It's telling the world, hey, I'm going to show up for my art practice because it feeds my soul. I'm going to share it with you. And then if you want to come along and join me, and you can join me in my group sessions or my one-on-one or whatever my offers are, which I do have planned out, then you can, right? So this is what I'm talking about. It's like making a plan and having a relationship, healthy relationship with your social media, so that you are showing up in a way that is authentic and unique. Okay. Okay, so like even Claudia says, I'm chronically ill and my life is spent indoors. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, not that you're chronically ill, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm talking about like, even if you live indoors. I had Carrie Schmidt, another amazing artist. I invited her to the Creative Soul Society, and she did this beautiful visualization with us about she had a chronic illness where she was allergic to the sun. She is allergic to the sun, and she has to stay indoors. So she create a beautiful sanctuary inside each of like in her house. So each room is decorated in these like portals, and she like took us on a tour of her house, and I was like so inspired. That's why like it inspired me to redo my patio. I was like, I never go to my patio, right? So by you showing up and sharing your gifts or whatever's happening, even like talking about your chronic illness, and then making it in a way of like, well, how can you turn it to be a like a gift, like what Carrie did, right? So she used it as an inspiration. She's like, I can't go outside, but I'm going to create the love on the inside and share the love with you. Okay, so I hope you guys getting what I'm putting down about like how to show up and how to have this relationship with social media. Yeah, Claudia said share the love. Yes, now you're getting it. Kathy says 111-day art challenge. I do the 100-day art challenge. Yeah. So I just made it 111 because this is the year of the one. I just thought it would be cool as 111. I just like that number better. I just changed it. Um, okay. Yeah, and so Anita says you can do the 100-day challenge on your own for any art project. You just spend 1 hour a day doing it. Yeah, making art every day. So it's pretty simple, but when you do it in community, it makes it more fun. Why? Because you get to see what other people are doing and it creates that mojo, it creates that flow, right? So what I'm putting down here is that you got to create your own community, right? You got to either find your people, where it's where you live, or you can go online and create it for yourself. So I was mentioning I didn't have that when I first started. So I created it for myself. I had to find my people. And now we have like close to 12,000 people in the Creative Soul on the retreat, right? From where I first started. So it's really grown. So ways that you can show up. Um, Blog posts, if people still blog, emails. You can do a video post, show up on YouTube. You could do social media posts, right? All of these are powerful. Now, part of this powerfulness is consistency. It really is. It's making a plan, it's having a marketing calendar, it's sitting down and being able to map it out so that you will show up in a consistent way, right? And then when I say that, this is like that, like learning like the business component to this is that each one of these would lead to you showing up in an authentic way, right? But then it's leading your people to an offer of, like I was saying, like a launch, like launching what it is that you are sharing with the world that has a price tag on it because you're going to give them value. You're showing up, you're educating them, you're inspiring them, and then you're saying, hey, but I also have this because this could support you in some way, right? Um, okay, so Alter says Pinterest is great for finding your tribe. Okay, yeah. So there's so many different ways that you can like find your people, but you want to lead them somewhere, right? You definitely want to be getting their email addresses. Why? Because you own that. And people, any of these platforms could go away, but that email, it's a way to be able to reach them. And I know I love opening emails from people that I like, right? Or companies that I really love. I love opening them. I'm like, spam me because I can't wait to open it up and see what you're going to show me today or teach me today. I get excited about it. So you want to give value, right? So it's like looking at yourself and say, I am valuable, right? This is related to that money too, right? Like it's about worthiness. Money is about worthiness. So it's like you are valuable and it's saying, what value can I give, right? In a consistent way. Okay. So you're giving value, you're educating them, and then you gather them. You're going to gather your people. Look at, I'm gathering all of you right now, right? I'm gathering you now so that I can let you know, give you value, educate you, inspire you to say, hey, I can go and do this. I can go and make ripple effects as well, right? Because that's what my mission is like, I want to make ripple effects. I want creativity to be out there. I want people to use it for their mental well-being, right? So to start, you want to gather your audience and bring them and teach them, inspire them, and then you can make them the offer of what it is that you're doing. And I also like to think of, you don't want to just be able to just like sell them one thing, meaning that like I just don't want to sell just like one painting because one painting is great, it's beautiful, but I want to be able to give in many different ways so that people can digest the information in many different ways. So for example, like my Oracle card deck, I also have a book that goes with this, right? And I also have a 21-day art journal course that goes with this. They're all interrelated. It's all the same information, just different ways that people can digest it and use it, right? So it's having fun and creating what you're creating to serve your people. Okay, so you want to gather them and then let them know what you're going to be offering them. And the offer, right? This is also why you need to have a good money mentality, right? So being able to invite them for a transformation, right? Because a lot of times we think of, oh, they're just going to come and we're just going to put this thing, we're going to put like a number tag, like a price tag on it. But the truth is, people don't care about that. People care about themselves and they care about what it is and how their life is going to change, right? So, I mean, even for like the Creative Soul Society, I let people know, like, when you practice and nurture your self-care, you're going to see like so much more happiness in your life. You're going to see your creativity. You're going to be using it for your mental well-being. And I get those messages back to me. They're like, oh my gosh, my life has changed because I show up every Monday night. It's my favorite day of the week. I'm like, oh my God, that makes me so happy that you were utilizing it, right? Because that's why I made it. I made it for myself. I have to be a little selfish here. I needed it. I needed it. So being able to, make an offer that's going to support your people, right? Don't get caught up in like what it's going to look like and, it's got to be perfect. That's not what this is about. It's about your people and their needs and how you're going to transform their lives. So that's where we get into like messaging. This is where we have to go on a deeper level with like, well, how do I say that? How do I message my beautiful package and put it in a beautiful package, put it in a bundle, not just one thing, not just one painting. You're going to put it into a package so that they can digest it in different ways. Okay. Okay. So I put this picture in here because I thought it was important for you to see that as you show up, especially online, that more opportunities come, right? So like when I started showing up online, then I had like a publisher reach out to me and ask me to create the Essential Art Therapy exercise book. I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, right? Which led to a lot more opportunities. Like even this organization, was the New Jersey Peer Prevention. It was about addiction recovery. They reached out to me and they were like, hey, do you want to come to our conference and do a workshop? And I'm like, sure. And they flew me up there. I did the conference, but it just like, it gave me more opportunities to reach people, right? So it's learning how to be okay to be seen and to show up in a consistent way, right? Because more opportunities will come. It's also about being a leader, right? Owning your power and sharing all the magic, right? Sharing all the gifts that you have. I just saw Phyllis, she just mentioned that she loves my deck, but she's also inspired to create her own deck for women in particular. And I know that she wants to create classes and she has for paintings. So that's all her magic. She's putting it all together. Right now she's packaging it of different ways that she's going to reach people, whether she's painting them a portrait, creating the deck for them, having a class for them. She's putting this together for her business, right? It's not just one thing. It's different ways to connect with your people. And it is your uniqueness, right? That's why I'm saying like we're all here for a reason and we're all here and we all have something unique to offer. Because like the way I'm going to do it is going to be different than the way that you're going to do it, right? We're all going to have like our own fingerprint, our own signature style. That's why it's important to show up as a leader too and keep showing up with your voice, because the more that you show up, your voice, it's like you get clearer with your messaging, right? And you want to share your story fearlessly, right? That confidence. Oh, and a lot of times you start off scared, right? And you learn how to be okay with the fear. That's what I've learned is like, I used to be so scared, I used to be like, want to go run and go hide under my covers. But the thing is, you just got to learn to like, you're going to mess up and that's okay. And being okay with that. And then what if you're really successful? I know someone's like, I'm scared of success. How amazing, right? To have this opportunity in their life that you get to do it now. Like you want to look back and say, you know what? I showed up, and whether I I'm successful, or if I'm not successful, I did it, right? Versus putting it over to the side. Stop putting it under the side, like put it on the front burner and say, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to make this happen because I want to change my own life, but I also want to change the life of other people, right? So this is where I say, make your mission bigger than your fear, right? That's why you got to know your why. Like, well, why are you doing this? Like, I know why I'm doing this. I do this because I want to support people. I want to support creatives. I know how powerful your work is. I want you to be able to put it out into the world. And I want you to have the healing too. That's why I create my courses, my memberships, and my services so that we can have transformation in our lives, right? And I've seen it for so many people. Aw, Kelly says that you're speaking to my soul. That's awesome. So your soul is ready to be heard. It's ready to like, it wants to show up, right? All right. So, like I was mentioning, your journey, everyone's journey is going to be unique, right? My journey is going to be different than your journey, someone else's journey. But the truth is, there are certain things, especially with business, that there are frameworks, as I can say, business frameworks, business strategies that are really important. Okay. And that structure is important, right? Same with your energy is so important. I have to say, your energy around your business is just as important as learning those strategies because that is magnetic, right? If you are scared moving forward in your business, you're scared showing up, you're scared, like if you don't deal with that healing aspect, then your business is going to have a hard time moving forward. A lot of my clients, it's interesting, that take my business course, they've done the healing work with me. A lot of them, I've had them for individual sessions. And after they've done the healing work, they're like, I'm ready to show up in a different way. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what happened to me. It was like, I did the healing of what I needed to do. And I said, I know I want to show up in the world in a different way. And that's when, you know, everything started to change. And I had to, you know, make a lot of self-care practices and build a system for myself energetically to support more people, right? So as I'm saying, your journey is really important with your learning the skills, the business aspects, the money aspects, creating your product, putting it out, launching. It's just as important as taking care of yourself, right? Taking care of your energy, how you show up, and how you want to see your life, like that journey, like where you want to go, right? I know I have a big vision for my own business, and what legacy I want to leave. So it's being really clear with that and getting clear with that, like taking the time to like, hey, how do I really want this to grow? So that's what I'm saying, getting specific about your numbers. How much money do I want to make, right? How many people do I want to serve, right? Let me just check. Oh, right. So Carissa said, I'm so terrified of success. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is the healing part. This is something that we're going to have to dive deeper. I love journaling. It's like, well, what if everything worked out? I was like, everything is working out for me. And that's what I like to tell myself. I was like, wow, how amazing, right? That I can reach people. And so it's like, just start like journaling. What is success and what is really the fear around this success that you're so scared of, right? Getting really specific about what it is. Krista says, I just need to do the healing work. You are correct. A lot of times, you know, creatives are like, I'm ready for my business. And I'm like, well, are you energetically ready to hold space for people? Are you energetically ready to do the numbers and, you know, be able to like be organized in your head? Because you got to have some clarity, right? If you're not energetically like with regulated nervous system, it's going to be very hard to be able to hold space for other people. And it's okay to be honest and say, I need to do some healing first, right? Because it's so important. And and that part of that practice is important. And you can do both, right? Because I was doing the healing as I was learning business courses. So you can do them both at the same time. Okay, you're learning and the healing. So I just want you to be clear about that. Okay, so this is a slide that I think is really important. I want to see like where you're at, where you feel like you're at on this chart. Okay. I put this on here because it gives you like a visual, because I know we're visual people here, of kind of like the framework for business of what needs, like it's kind of like a container. So the first steps are building your community, co-creating with your community. I was talking about you need to listen to them. What do they want? They're going to tell you. If you build relationships with people and you find out what they need and who your people are, you're going to be able to create something for them. Connection is currency, right? Building those relationships. And emails. People hate emails, but oh my gosh, I make my most of my money through emails. So just letting you know. Really important. So if you're here, I'd love to know, is that where you're at? Number two, are you really clear about your offers? Do you know what you are offering? And I'm saying you don't want to just offer one little thing. Your offers evolve, but you really do want to make a bundle. You really do want to be able to have high priced, lower priced, mid price, being able to package things that are going to be valuable for people to digest your information in different ways. Okay. Also, your money, like your value, how, like the pricing of your offers. And then being able to have multiple income streams, right? I make money through my books, through my memberships, through my group programs, through many different ways. And I did this on purpose, right? I don't want it to be like just making money from my paintings that I sell, just because that would put stress on it. And I'm like, I don't want that. I want this to be fun, right? So I'd love to know if maybe you're number two. Do you have a marketing plan? Do you know what your year looks like? Do you know how to show up in a consistent way? Have a calendar that is letting you know what is showing up as a launch, meaning that like what's coming up for you and what do you need to tell people about? Because you can't tell everybody about everything that you're offering all at one time. There needs to be a plan in place to say, hey, I'm showing up this week and this is what is going to be offered, right? I'm going to be showing up another month. Like someone's already asked me, well, when's your next retreat? Well, my next retreat, which I call as a launch as well, that's not until April or May. I'm going to take a break until then. So it's knowing, like, I know what I'm going to be doing this full year, right? So having a marketing plan, I'd love to know, do you have that? Do you need support with that? Do you know how to make one? I dive deeper into this in my courses, but I will just want you to see like where you're at. And number four is the leveling up. So when you get these basics, right? When you get down your email, your consistency, your marketing plan, this is where you create the systems in place that you can really level up and start making a lot more money. And this is what it's calling value ladders. And value ladders are being able to have those different offers. Like, for example, my membership is $37. My individual sessions I sell in packages are $3,500. I just did a group program for $2,800. Like I have different values and different ways of people to work with me, right? And I create systems so I'm not doing everything. So this is where, like, when you create systems, you create a support system around you that I don't even think about my emails because it's not me. Okay. It's my team. I created a team around me that supports me. Okay. So this is also, I dive deeper in my course, talking about like how to create these systems. So you shouldn't be doing everything in your business, or look at like that lady at the beginning of my presentation where they have their hand on her head being like, oh my gosh, right? That's no fun. You shouldn't be running around like that because energetically you'd be probably really frazzled. Okay, just gonna look at I'm gonna have this meeting recorded and I will have it up for about a week on YouTube. My YouTube channel is at Art Therapy. You could also look at Leah Guzman on YouTube. It should be at Art Therapy Online as well. Okay. Real people, real results. So I've been doing this business course for a few years, meaning like I have a masterclass, and then I'm going to let you know a little bit for those of you who are interested about like how the business course works. But it's so important and essential that you learn these basics, these systems, so that you can have results, right? And you get to see the numbers grow, right? So, for example, I've worked with Jessica Busby. I've actually just hired her to support me in the Creative Soul Society. She's going to be running some groups for me. She did my 1-year program, and she's an art therapist in private practice. And she transitioned from doing she worked for an organization. She wasn't happy and she wanted to move into private practice. So I supported her with that transition, and been helping her like build her confidence. And now she has like a wait list for her art therapy sessions. Okay. So hers was totally in person, meaning that in her community where she wanted to grow. And she is thinking about growing more online. So we'll see what happens with that. And usually when I work with people, I work with them for a long time. So we're still working together. Becca Warren, another person who does a lot of workshops in the Creative Soul Society. She took my course called The Thriving Creative. And Becca lives in the UK, and she was doing, before working with me, she was doing a paint your faces. Like she was a face painter. And then she wanted to make more money by doing paint parties. So like she is totally booked out doing 30 to 40 people in sessions. She does like at least 4 or 5 a week. So that's like her full-time gig. And she is now traveling abroad to do retreats, which she's really excited about. Okay. Oh, this one I really love. This is Kristen. Kristen came to me. I believe she was working like in for insurance agency or something. And she's like, I'm an artist. I really just want to do my art. At that time, she couldn't even afford my full year program. She's like, I just want to work with you. How can we do this? And I was like, all right, let's do it. So Kristen is a recovering addict, and she is involved in AA. So for her to pay for the year program with me, we got her set up. I taught her how to create workshops for her group, her recovery group. So she started that so that she could pay for the class. And amazing enough, she went on. Now she does not work for that company anymore, the insurance. She works full time and opened her own art studio called the Warrior Soul Gallery. So she lives in Colorado, and she is doing this full time now, right? So that was her dream. So how amazing, right? Like when you learn business strategies, how to make money, and you can go out on your own. So you don't, I mean, you could start even if you work at a full-time job right now, right? Just starting, right? You have to start. You have to go through the fear and say, hey, this is what I want to do, and you can make it happen. So pretty awesome. That's another art therapist that I work with, and she just wanted to build her confidence, really. She was working, she had a private practice, but she wanted to do more groups in her community. And so we just helped her get into that structure and how to reach out to people and create that on a sustainable schedule to make it happen. So she really built her confidence and felt empowered. Okay. So yeah, and I have a lot of different stories. We have like Stephanie Ray. She's in my year program right now, and she just did her own launch. I don't know if some of you might even been a part of it. It was this week, so it was really exciting to see her show up online in a bigger way. But yeah, I have a lot of really cool artists and art therapists that I work with. Okay, so let's review what we've learned so far. I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm going to look at the chat too. Why now is the perfect moment to launch or grow your creativeness? So I told you, now is the time. People want to work with you, right? People, you just have to let them know what you're doing, right? You got to let them know that you have something to offer, and you got to build that relationship with them to find out what their needs are. And it can be you. It is you, right? So it's using your resources and your talent that you can get started today. So even if it's the pain point that you have, that could be the the starting. And if someone said, like, I haven't left my house and I this is like, I have a chronic illness, that could be who you're supporting. You could help other people that have chronic illness, right? Your story can be your message. Your story could be how you can help other people, right? So you just got to get started. So the first steps in getting your ideal clients is using your message, right? And real stories from real women we have helped launch and grow their creative businesses, and you could be next. So just looking, I've made multiple six figures in my business for a few years now. So I know this works, right? I know that when you create a structure and you create your community, you can grow exponentially, right? So it's just about having your plan and doing what you love, right? So who is here excited to change their lifestyle doing what you really love? Are you ready? Do you feel inspired? I'm just curious. I'm gonna look at the chat. Yes, Lulu said yes. So far, so good. Okay, cool. Okay, good. Beautiful. Kim says yes. All right. I want you to say yes because you should. You should really do it. You should really move forward. So, for those of you who would like to know more or would like support in this process, I have a special invitation for you. Are you okay if I share something with you? I would love your yes, if that's okay, if I can share a little bit more. Because you got to believe like that you can do this, right? You got to be honest with yourself and be like, do you really think you can make money doing what you're doing? And it should be a yes, right? And what would happen if you started paying yourself every month, right? What would change in your life? Just think about that. Like if you got an extra $5,000 every month, what would you do with that, right? Do you want to go on a vacation? Do you want to give to charity? Do you want to, maybe build a little art studio, a big art studio? Think about like what you could do. So think about that. What would you do with that extra money by doing what you love and people paying for it, right? So I'm going to be sharing with you something that I created. And again, I create these things because I needed them at one point in time. And it's like taking all the information that I have that I learned from not from artists. I actually learned these tools from business people that are like geniuses at business. I was like, I want to learn from the best. So, learning from the best and saying, hey, how can I take this and make it into a creative way? So when I teach, so if any of you guys have taken my healing art retreats or taken any of like creative social, I teach through art. So the business courses I like to teach through art so that you are, as artists, I think that's the best way. I think everything should be taught through art, right? So I created this course called the Creative Business Blueprint. So this is a 7-week course that you do on your own. Because there's some of you that like to go at your own pace, right? They're like, I need to take this and I'm going to do it on my own. So this is like a week 1, then a week 2, then a week 3. And I give it to you in increments so that you can digest and implement, right? So by that 7th week, you're ready to like have your launch, to have your product out there, to be able to have your people. But you got to take it like week by week. So I'm going to go through each of the weeks on what that looks like for you, okay? And some of you will be at this like, I want to get this ready. I want to get this organized. And you don't know where to start, right? You might be asking, where do I start? So week 1, this is where I talk about finding your voice in your audience, right? We're talking about who are you, right? Who are you and what do people need to know about you? So you finally stop suffocating your talent by being the best kept secret. And you stop working for pennies, right? You're going to start like putting some good pricing on your work and use your art as your superpower. So this is about finding who you are and letting people know so that the right people will find you, right? So it's all about finding your voice. And I give you techniques about and writing prompts to get you started about getting your voice in your audience. So you might say, well, I don't know what to say to these people. So we get really clear about your messaging, right? When you show up online, there needs to be a message, right? Like the people, you want to tell people about you, but you also want to let them know why it's important for them to know this information. Because remember, people are only thinking about themselves. So they're like, well, why do I need to know about this? So your messaging needs to be magnetic. It needs to connect with them, especially at an emotional level, right? It's like emotionally, I want to like connect with you. So we're teaching you about like how to have a magnetic message, and then also being able to call them in so that you can connect with them further, right? So it's about turning your personal journey into a magnetic force. So letting them know about you and then leading them through storytelling, right? And then how to show up on video. So all of this includes like how to show up so that you feel confident, right? You want to be confident. So what do I sell? So this is when I was talking about your offers and your pricing, right? So it's important to have a signature offer. I always like to say, you need to have a higher end offer, something that's a few $1,000s. Why? Because you need to make money and you need to survive in this world. And I show you how to have that signature offer, and then you can have smaller offers underneath, but having something really valuable that you can really create transformation in people's lives, right? So being able to package that too. So reaching your audience, how do you reach them? Through email. Every business has an email. I know you might feel like you're getting spammed by these businesses, but guess what? You can unsubscribe to those businesses that you feel spammed by. You shouldn't feel spammed by the businesses that you want to know and connect with. You're going to open them. So this is where it's important to give value, right? Be interesting, be fun. This is where your energy is important. So when you build your emails, you're building a sales engine because you are leading people to those offers. Okay. So I want to say like there's like a psychology of sales, but there is a psychology to emails and sequencing and how to write them so that people will be interested in what you are offering. Why is it important to them? So mastering the art of email marketing, right? Setting up a professional system. You're going to do a story, teach, and sell framework, and you can batch it. So I'm just showing you how you can batch emails so that it actually goes along with your marketing plan, right? So for those of you, there's a lot of you that said you weren't good at technology. Technology, it can be your friend, right? We just got to get to know it. Sometimes we might need some friends to teach us how to use it. Creating your customer journey. So what is a funnel? So I talk about what a funnel is. It's basically well, you can see it in this picture. There's like this like cone, right? So you're basically leading people into an offer, right? So it could be a free offer, like a free masterclass, like this, or it could be I give away guidebooks. I do healing retreats. I do a lot of stuff where it's called a funnel, where it's like you're doing a big offer of something free and you're leading them to something where if they want to work with you on a deeper level, that you have something to offer and you're funneling them to this amazing experience, right? Your customer journey, right? You're not just taking them on one date to go out to eat and have some dinner. Man, you're going to take them on a really nice date, right? That journey is, hey, let's go to the beach and watch the sunset, and then we'll go get something to eat, and then we'll go get some ice cream, and then maybe we'll go see like a show afterwards, right? Like make this like a really nice experience, right? So just thinking about your customer like a date, like you want them to feel important, right? So teaching the steps so it doesn't feel overwhelmed, but creating a journey for your people so that they feel special. How and when can I launch for real? So remember that launch means putting your offer out into the world, right? So, well, you got to go to market, meaning that you got to like let your people know, right? So going to market is showing up with confidence, and I show you how to do this in a 3-video framework. So it's an invitation to transform. I teach you how to even have a sales call, like how to talk to people on the phone if you want to do like a higher ticket offer, and then how to invite people in to your product or service or workshop. So this could be in person again, or it could be online, because I've done both and I teach both. Okay. And then how can you grow big? Okay. So once you get your basic framework down, like what I talked about before, is like you have your email list, you have your audience, you have your your systems in place. This is where you can traffic and scale. This is where you can grow your reach. So this is leading into being able to scale to having 1,000 followers, right? Or being able to have 60 days of organic strategies to bring people in. So there's also ways that you can do this with Facebook ads. I also do this with Facebook ads. There's ways you could do this organically as well, also partnering with other people that have large audiences. So I tell you different strategies to grow your reach, right? It's so important to the more people that you can reach, the more opportunities that are going to come to you because of it. Okay. So I just wanted to tell you about that 7-week program. Okay. So it's a course. You do it on your own, right? You do it, which is amazing. I had launched it in December for the first time, that actual do it on your own with these sessions. And I'm getting really good feedback from the people who are doing it, and they're doing it at their own pace and they feel good about it. So I'm getting really awesome feedback around that. So there's another component that I have as well. So I'm going to teach you this as well. I'm going to talk to you about this. So I do have a live coaching. So for those of you who actually want to work with other creatives, meaning in a group, I have a mastermind. It actually starts in February. Super excited about this. I've been doing this for several years now, where we meet for 8 weeks. And in these 8 weeks, we get to dive deeper with all of these strategies and being able to grow your business. Okay. And this is where, you really get that hands-on experience. So the business course, the blueprint, that's do it on your own. But with this, you get the live coaching for me for 8 weeks. Okay. And you get to meet with other creatives who are doing it. Some are art therapists, some are artists, all in different aspects of their business, but we all support each other where you're at. So a part of the Thriving Creative program, you get the 8-week mastermind for accountability and professional growth. So we're supporting you, wherever you're at in your business, to get you to that next level. We talk about money, we talk about numbers. We're getting really clear about how to make things to make them work and put them out into the world. Oops. This is also where I give you 14 sessions with me. So I call this like a year program, because you get to meet with me once a month, and we do personalized coaching. And sometimes it is healing work. There's a lot of times where the clients that sign up for this are like, you know what, I need some healing. And they take advantage of this, right? They get through their blocks that are stopping them. They get through those money blocks, or the self-confidence that they need to build. And so we do a lot of that healing work so that they can show up differently in their business. So really important work. And this is why I call it for a year, because you can use the sessions as you feel that are needed, right? So we develop your business. We develop a deeper game plan, whether it's private practice, courses, memberships, all of the above. I think they're all important. And I just show you how to strategize in order to be able to launch them. Keep going the wrong way. And accountability. And that's really important. I think a lot of people say they love that about it, is that they're saying they're going to do something, and then they actually show up and do it. The accountability is like, oh my gosh, I told them I'm going to do this in this group. Now I got to do it, right? Okay. So part of this, with the year program, you get the Know Your Money Honey course, which is, I think it's gold. I made this course because I had needed it. And I got to go through, I tell you lots of stories about how I went through being scared of money, to loving money and being so open to receive it in so many different directions. It's powerful. It's really powerful work when you do it, right? And the universe will gift you when you do the work. From knowing your money honey, knowing your money monster, knowing what those blocks are, and then transforming it. You also get the 21-day healing art journal course. Michelle asks, how many people are in session? Right now we have 2 people signed up for this February. Usually we get about 6 to 8 people in the mastermind. That's usually what we get. But then the 14 sessions, you get, there's an individual. So it's just your time. Okay, Zoom user says, I'm having a hard time with reeling people in, how to get the times and feel real. I don't understand that question. If you could write that again, or maybe I'll answer it. Yeah, ask it in a different ways, just so I can be able to answer that for you. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to this year program because it has so many bonuses. So right now, I'm teaching you about how to bundle it because I want you to be able to get every aspect of your own, your own healing process, but being able to show up in in a positive light. So lots of fun bundle with this. You get the manifesting book and the deck, the 21-day art journal. You also get the Creative Soul Society for a year. And I give you that creative business blueprint. That's what I showed you, that course at the beginning. I give you that. So you can actually do that at your own pace too. So if you need the fundamentals of like how to write an email, right? How to create segments for the email so the emails are going to the right people. What to say in those emails, how to tell your story, how to lead people to the offer, like all of that, I laid out for you. Like this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, right? So it's there for you. Okay, so I have this picture because Diana says, what do you receive for joining your membership? My membership is totally different. So my membership, the Creative Soul Society, is just art for healing. We meet on Monday nights for art for healing, right? That's the whole purpose of it, is to regulate our nervous system, to feel good, to have fun, to be in community, to share our art. That's all the Creative Soul Society about, which is amazing. I love it. This business course is solely focused on the business, right? So it's learning about like how to have your own business and make money doing the business. And I've done it for myself. I teach other people how to do it. And I teach you like, the systems that I use that I find to be beneficial. Okay. So you get to choose. So I love these ladies. They look free and happy, right? That's how we want to be, free and happy. So if this program helps you finally be free and earn big doing what you love, how much would that be worth to you? Thinking, what would it be worth? Would you put what kind of price tag? And you can put a price in your head right now. Like, what would you pay? What would you think? What did you think it was worth? I'm so curious. A lot. St. Timothy. That's Robin. Robin said, it's a lot. Would it be $15,000? That sounds good, right? $15,000? Would it be $10,000? Well, think about your college education. How much did you spend for your college education? And they didn't even teach you about business, right? Unless you went for business. Would you pay $5,000? You're thinking about like a vacation that you took probably cost about $5,000. Would a business course that taught you the tools to make more money, would it be worth it, right? So I had to learn how to invest in myself as well. And I found that every time that I've invested in myself, I've been able to make the money back triple or more. So I find it fun to invest in myself. I continue to invest in myself, right? And that's how I can able to grow. So I have a better opportunity for you. So you get to choose. Look at this. So what I've done this time is for those of you who are starting out and you're like, you know what, I want to go at my own pace, the 7-week system. You can do 1 week at a time and do the course on your own. You can pay $497. Okay, so it's taking you the foundations of branding, the foundation of your mindset, the financials of sales and growth. It's $497, and the link is down there. This is, for those of you who, like I said, want to do, they want to know like the fundamentals, how to package it, that kind of thing. That's the Creative Business Blueprint course. Okay. It's something new that I put out there so that you can get the fundamentals. Now, this other one, which is the 1-year creative business program, I've had this for a few years. I've been putting this out there for a few years, which I love. And this is where we are meeting in a mastermind, right? We start in February. We already have the date. We're meeting on Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Like I said, it's a small group, and this is where we dive deeper. So for those of you who, you're stuck on your name, like you might be stuck on your name, and I totally get that. I got stuck on my name for a little while too. And you're like, I need a group of people just to like, is this a good name for this? What do you think about, and this is where we brainstorm. It's like, how can we make this better? How can we support each other, right? We go through, asking each other questions and getting those details. So you have your mastermind group. We have a WhatsApp where we talk. You get the 14 individual sessions. And again, I support you in those sessions for your healing too. You get the 21-day healing art journal, the Art of Healing and Manifesting book, the Know Your Money Honey course, which is really amazing. And I'm always giving bonuses. I'm always putting things out there. And if you're an art therapist and you need supervision hours, for those of you who, need your hours, you will get your hours through this as well. Okay. So if you're getting your ATR. So this one is 4,400. Oops. Sorry about that. Need to go back. And again, their link is there. And I also have a payment plan for that. For those of you who are going to join, if you join tonight, I am giving that Know Your Money Honey course as a bonus. So, which I think is amazing, because I feel like the money part is crucial, because we're asking people to invest in us and in our ideas and for their transformation, but you got to invest in you. You got to be comfortable with money and how much you put out there. So, again, if you don't like what you are experiencing, you can have your money back, right? In 30 days, you don't like it, no guilt, no questions. I will give you back your money. But I think you're going to love it. I've always gotten really good feedback on my courses. Okay. And like I had mentioned, the Money Honey course, you could start that tonight if you wanted to. You'd be doing your money monster. So where we start, draw out our money monster, getting really clear about like what's stopping you with your fears around money and your hidden beliefs. So, changing your relationship with money, knowing how much money you want to make. Do you want to make 50,000? Do you want to make 100,000? Do you want to make 1 million? All of that is possible. You just got to have a plan and a strategy, and you got to implement it, right? So I'm going to show you this slide, and I'm going to answer some questions, and I might have, Lisa says, I purchased the 497 Freedom course in December. I'd like to upgrade to the Thriving. Can I use the Forex 97 as a payment? I think you'd be able to do that. I don't have that set up in my system to do that. But yeah, I'd love for you to join us. So yeah, we'll figure it out. I can have my team make a link for you, and you can put that 497 towards the year program. And that would be awesome, Lisa, for you to join us in the year program. Let me make a note of that. Lisa Castro. All right. And you'll be ready to join us on Tuesday evenings. We're starting in February. Beautiful. Okay, so Ariana Hungs asks, does individual session mean private session? Yes, that means you get 14 of them. Sometimes I have clients that use 14 every week. They're like, I want to, they'll use it like once a week. Like, I want to just do this work right now and get really clear. And then we'll meet once a week for an hour. And they use the 14, which is 3.5 months, right? So it's like really intensive. Or sometimes I have people, they use it like once a month, it's like a check-in. Are we doing this? Are we doing this? So you use it how you want to use it, Ariana. But yes, you get 14 individual sessions with the year. Okay, Charmaine asks, can you get CEUs if you don't need supervision credit and if you aren't doing it as an art therapist, but other licensed mental health provider? No, I don't do CEUs. Sorry, Charmaine. Okay, Diane asks, I signed up for the 21-day healing art journal course. I'm supposed to get a 21-day art journal, and when does it start? Yeah, Diane. So the 21-day healing art journal course is a totally different course than what we're talking about here. Even though it is one of the bonuses here. The 21-day healing art journal course is actually, it's an online course and it doesn't have a physical book to it. It's just 15-minute videos for 21 days where you open up your art journal, and in that 15-minute video, I teach you a lesson to do in your art journal. Okay. So I'll put Diane Williams. I will, you have access to it on our site. I'm going to have the Creative Soul Ambassador. Would you mind? Actually, I don't know if you know how to do it, but I'm going to show you the steps of how to log into the site, and then you can access it at any time. But if you want emails daily, I can get you emails daily to remind you to look in. So Diane Williams wanted 21-day emails and access. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just keep going through the questions. You have so many questions here. Does it teach you how to find people to help you manage your business? Emails, posts, orders, website. Yeah, so Florbella, I have a team that I really love. And I do, if you're wanting more support to manage emails, posts, orders, website, if you want, my team can do that for you. And actually one of the people or one of the creatives who's an art therapist, she's using the team that I work with because I recommended them. So yeah, I definitely have people to support you with all that, right? Because I can't do it all myself either. So yes. Okay. Does the 1-year course include the content from the 7-week course? Yes. So I do have it in there. Is it on there? Oh, actually, it doesn't say it on there, but it does. You're going to get the Creative Business Blueprint course in the 1-year course. Yes, you will get that. That will be part of it. Oh, I love Australia said, I said, what would it be worth to you? And Australia said, everything. I could be a role model for my kids and help spread the love in the world. You know what? It's so true. And I have to tell you, I've hired my kids. My kids are part of my team. And I think that's so powerful that I can have a business where my kids can support me and they're even on my payroll. So it's part of, being able to give back and be a role model and show them how a business works, right? So you will make ripple effects as you learn strategies and game plans and things like that. Okay. Okay, so if you had asked a question earlier and I did not answer it and you're still here, please ask your question again. Just because scrolling up the chat, I don't know, I get a little lost. But I'm going to just keep scrolling down, and then you let me know if you need a question answered. Oh, Robin's going to do the year. Congratulations, Robin. Woohoo! Yay. Excited. I know what Robin's going to be doing because I've talked to Robin before. She told me her business, and I'm so excited for the people she's going to serve. It's going to be amazing. Okay, Edry, so sounds lovely, but haven't touched for the next few months. I actually started a facilitator position that starts in February. Oh, congratulations, Edry. I hope there will be opportunities in the future. I'm working on my FOMO, my fear of missing out. Spend a lot of money on going to groups. I'm weaning myself to new directions. Love you too, Edry. Yeah, so we'll all have our own past. Okay, Phyllis says, I want to do the 1 year, but don't have the money tonight. Can I still participate? Yeah. So the 1 year creative business is It's $367 if you want to do monthly payments. And like I said, like even Kristen, she's like, I know I want to do this. How do I make it happen? And she didn't even know that she wanted, like, I'm like, you have your people already. You go to AA meetings. Like they love you. Why don't you just serve them? And she did. She's like, oh my gosh, you're so right. I can start, doing meetings there. So then we created a whole lesson plan and what she was going to do and how she was going to serve them. So, and then she was able to make money to pay for it. And as I'm saying, and that's now she has her own art studio. And that's what she does full time now. She doesn't work for that insurance company anymore. So it can happen. Um, Can you take the Know Your Money Honey separate? Yeah, I have it. You're welcome to go to leahguzmanstudio.com and you look at the top tab. Actually, the Creative Soul Master, can you just put the Money Honey link on if you don't mind doing that? That would be awesome. Yeah, you could pay for it totally separately if you'd like to do that. Does the program start on a rolling February so you can only join then? Yeah, so I mean, in February, we are going to be meeting on Tuesday nights for the 8 weeks. And then the next time that I'll do a mastermind, it's on my calendar. It's probably going to be like sometime this summer. So I would say I would do it now because it's not I don't have that exact date of when the next time would be. Okay. Oh, Diana still asked about the 21-day journal. The 21-day journal, I know it's kind of misconception, but it's actually on the website. I'm going to stop my screen share and I'm going to actually grab you the link. I'm going to show you how to log in so that you know how to I'm going to put it right here. Diane. You can log into the site this way. And you're going to see the 21-day journal course. And you can start tomorrow morning. I would say do it in the morning. Okay, Maria asked, for the 1 year, do you offer this more than once a year? It's a matter of prior commitments in the first half of the year. Yeah, I do offer it at different times. Okay. And Kim's interested in the Money Honey course. Yeah, you could totally purchase the Money Honey course separately. Let me see if I can get you the link. Just go to my website. And actually, I have a store that you can find it there too. So let me close this. And here's the link. There you go. Okay, Floribetta, how do I get more information about their support? Oh, are you talking about my team? Well, part of the program, I would hook you up with them. Selena says, good tax write-off to have your kids on your team. Yes, most definitely. All right. Oh, so Floribella says, my daughter also has special needs and I want to incorporate her somehow too. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I don't know all your background, Floribella, but I know that like that could be a possible opportunity to serve and support of, being a parent of someone with special needs that you could create classes and courses around that. Actually, that's what Jessica did because she has some kids that she works with, and she was able to make some courses around that to serve her community. And I'm gonna answer Kim's question about the Money Honey course. Strays, can we sign up in February or start really soon? So this offer, for tonight, that the Money Honey is going to be like a bonus if you sign up for tonight, but we're going to have this open for a week. I believe it closes on the 29th because we're going to be starting in February. Um, Okay, so Ariana says, I'm not an artist, but I like to use art for healing in my business. Is this program for me? Yes, I think art for healing is really important work. And I also would like to know what your business is so that I can give you like a specific example of how you could use it. Oh, Tina, you're a beautiful soul too. Thank you. I'm a reflection of you and I appreciate you being here. Hope this was helpful for you tonight. Okay. Barbie, breaking on my mind. How are you? Does the year course have a neurodivergent informed format with a late diagnosis of autism? I'm learning about the accommodations I could benefit from. I'm wondering if the program would be friendly to that. Yeah, so I do work with a lot of neurodivergent informed clients, and I've known you for a while, Barbie, and I like so think about how I teach and if it resonates with you, because I teach by, with the art. So part of this course is digesting information through a visual way. And I totally co-create with my people. So for if you need more guidance or more visuals or more things like that, I create that. So yeah, I'm definitely open to working with neurodivergent. Anne says, you mentioned earlier tonight that you took courses and learned from some of the best. Who did you learn from? I would say I have taken several courses. One was Marie Forleo. That was like one of my first ones. Recently, Russell Brunson, the past few years. I think he's a genius. But yeah, I think those are some really big influencers from me. And then I go to business courses or conferences the past few years, and like Tony Robbins, like people that are really well known in the business. Stu McLaren, I'm going to his mastermind in a couple months. Just people that I think are the best. He's like the guru of memberships if you don't know him. So it's just, I like learning from people and investing in my learning too. Um, so how do you get more information about my team support? Yeah, like I mentioned, like as part of like the mastermind group, I'll share team information so that you could be able to use it. Can you go over what's in the year plan again? Yes, most definitely. Let me share my screen again. Oh, that's not what I needed to share. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay. So one thing, this Creative Business Blueprint course is actually a part of this too. Okay. Now remember, the Creative Blueprint course is you do it on your own. It's 7 weeks. So each week you're going to learn different information that's building up to your launch. That's also going to be in this full year. You get access to that too. So part of the 1 year creative business, you're going to get the mastermind. That's starting in February. It's going to start on Tuesday at 8 p.m. The first week of February. So that's 8 weeks long. You get 14 individual sessions. You choose how you want to use them, right? So I said sometimes it's healing. Sometimes we need to dive deeper in your healing. Sometimes it's for coaching, strategizing. You need individual attention to do something, right? I support you with that. You also get the 21-day healing art journal. That's a course you could take at any time. This is a course that I created like for those who wanted to get into like a jump start into their creative flow. So anytime that you do anything for 21 days, it becomes a habit, right? So that's what the 21-day healing art journal course. It's just something on my site. You get 15-minute videos, and I'd say do them in the morning, and I'm teaching you that creativity. It also goes along with the Art of Healing and Manifesting book. So these are the book, the Healing Art Journal course, the Oracle deck. All of this came from my Creative Soul Society membership, because we were practicing, we were doing all the exercises in there, and then I was like, well, I'm going to make a book from this because like you guys like this kind of stuff, and it has to do with the chakras. So I made all that from doing the Creative Soul Society membership, right? That's where it came from. So again, co-creating with my people, and they like it, and they like having it in different ways, right? So part of this year program, you're learning these kind of techniques. You're learning to work with your people, how to create from your community, and you get a year of the Creative Soul Society membership. Actually, that is not on here, but you do. You get a full year of the Creative Soul Society membership for this year. And you're going to get the Know Your Money Honey course as well. Okay. So you're getting a lot of good stuff, right? All the goodies. Okay, let me look back at the questions. Oh my gosh, Kim says that the mailman just delivered her art journal. Oh, I'm so happy it finally got to you. Florida to Alaska. Oh my goodness. Well, it had a long way to go in the snow. Can you imagine? That little art journal from Florida, Miami to Alaska. Oh, she's recovering from a traumatic brain injury. Oh, well, sending you so much healing. Oh, beautiful. All right. Okay, Vicky says, I'm a self-starter and like the 7-week class. Is it in video format and print? It is in video format. Yeah, and there is like some visuals there where I have some stuff written out for you to actually look at, like assignments and things like that. So you will you'll see that in the course. And if you need an accountability buddy, some of the people who took the course in December, they're like they started meeting up to do the course together. So, there's things like that you can do. Kelly says, I'm interested in pursuing expressive arts coaching as a direction for my career. Would I be able to pursue this with a 1-year plan? Yes. Or would you recommend more focused training to ethically practice growing a creative practice? Yeah, I don't really know about like expressive art coaching. I mean, I just feel like that's just a title. So, you're just putting a title on yourself. So when you're talking about training ethical practice, if you were going to do art therapy, that would be different. That's more of like, that's what I was talking about, the ethical part, that you would need to say, if you're an art therapist, that you're doing art therapy, and you can only use that term if you've actually went and got your master's degree in the supervision and things like that. So I don't know any credentialing around expressive arts coaching. So yeah, this is more of a business plan to make money doing your expressive art coaching. That's what this is. It's like all business related. Okay, Ariana says, I'm in holistic wellness consulting. Yeah, definitely. I think that, these are business strategies that you can use in your wellness consulting, right? You could have a membership in your wellness consulting business. You could have courses, right? You can make books. You can have high-end offers for coaching. There's a lot of things that you can do in your wellness consulting business. Okay, Michelle asks, is it every Tuesday, once a month on Tuesdays? Are sessions recorded? Okay, sessions are recorded. For the mastermind, we're going to be meeting every Tuesday for 8 weeks, starting in February. Yep. Every Tuesday. Okay, so Lula says, where can we see different courses, names, and prices? If you go to my website, LidiaGuzmanStudio.com. And then the links that the ambassador was putting up, both of those links, actually, they're right here. Lidia Guzman Studio /freedom, and then LidiaGuzmanStudio.com thriving. That will give you more information on each of those. Will this 1-year course give me confidence in myself to market and teach my courses I already created but was scared to teach? Yes, most definitely. Confidence is built by doing, right? It's that practice of the more that you show up and you do it, you're like, oh my gosh, I can do this, right? Kim said, B school is the best. Yeah, I did. I liked B school a lot. I got a lot out of it. It was like one of my first courses that I took. But she wasn't an artist, so I kind of felt like I wanted an artist course too. Australia says, amazing that you are neurodivergent, embracing. Wow, maybe this is meant to be. Totally love your teaching style. My daughter listens and does art too in the background. Oh, very sweet. Claudia asks, is there support to have questions with a blueprint course? Yes. All you have to do is send me an email and I will answer your questions. Most definitely. Okay. I'm going to keep answering the questions because as I see them, I'm just going to go. So Anne says, does this year-long mastermind teach how to narrow down and discover what I really want to do? I'm a certified oncology patient advocate, but I don't feel well aligned in that. I am more interested in healing retreats to teach people self-care and how to tend to their terrains. All right. Yeah, I think you need to listen to your soul and getting clarity around doing the healing retreats. Yeah. So we will, in the mastermind, we can help you gain clarity around that too. And then also in the blueprint course, we do some writing prompts that help you can gain some clarity around that too, about your voice, your messaging, your who you want to call in, who you really want to work with. You know, this is like your avatar that you are, you know, who you're speaking to, who you're calling in. That's what's going to lift you up. I mean, I love working with women who are, you know, creatives, you know, and want to shine their light. All right. You're welcome. For those of you who are saying thank you. Josie says, thank you so much for all this information tonight. Very informative. One day, very soon, I'll be in the position to take one of these fabulous courses. All right. Well, like I said, you can, as you go, you know, you can create those systems and create the groups to make the money, just like Kristen did. So it's just about starting. So what date in February does the 1 year begin? Well, let me look at my calendar. Look at February. We're going to start, is that February the 3rd will be our first group together. Oh, Ramona says there is a exact certification through Kathy Macchiotti. Okay. Whatever resonates with you, Ramona. I don't know if Kathy Macchiotti teaches business classes or not. Okay, thank you for the information, your time. I appreciate you, the work that you're doing. Take care. Okay, Michelle says the 1 year is it a part that you can use individual sessions up for a year? Yes. Okay, so the mastermind is 8 weeks. We meet for 8 weeks. The 14 sessions you can use up to a year. Okay, so you could meet me once a month or even twice a month for that year to do. That's why I said that you can use the business program for the year. All right, so that you have that support. And yes, if you do the recordings of the Creative Business Blueprint, you have access to that forever. You can always go back and re-listen to them. Charity says, I am an LCSW. I work with individuals in nursing facilities, individuals with disabilities, adults and children. I'm also a person with mental health disorder. I'm a writer first, artist second. I have several ideas of places to start. My biggest fear is, can people get past my outer physical self to listen and learn? Yeah, so I think you have to, like, you got to go do the healing around that of what this fear is, because what people want to learn from your story and learn from like how you get past yourself, right? And it's okay to have that fear because that's going to be your lesson that you can teach, right? And you can help those with disabilities because you're not the only person that feels that way. And then other people are going to resonate when you can share that story with them, and they're going to feel empowered, right? No, the Claudia asked, do you get the membership with the blueprint course? No, you do not get the membership with the blueprint course. The membership for a year is like $444. So the blueprint course, oh my gosh, like the 497, I feel like is way too low. I definitely feel like it's like $1,000 course, $2,000 course. And I feel like I need to raise that price. So that wouldn't be able to give you the membership with the blueprint course at all. No. What's my email address? Okay. Hello. Leah. Okay. Okay. Florbeth says, she wants to think about the offer. Okay, we're just going to be available for the next week. So you can decide if this is something that resonates with you. Um, is a one-year program appropriate if I don't know what type of business I want to create? Well, I think you'd probably want to do the creative business blueprint first so that you can get clear about who you are as a person, who it is that you want to serve, right? So you got to get clear about that so that you can step into the business part, right? Like you want to be able to know like who you're offering, who you're serving so that you can show up, right? Oh, Amy, congratulations. I'm so happy you're joining us, Amy. Wonderful. Amy Coombs designs masterpiece. Okay. And Vicky, you're asking what app do you suggest to record? Don't know what you mean. Um, if you're meaning like just to record a video, I like to record on Loom. If I'm just recording a video of myself, like to share with someone, I think that's what you're asking. Not quite sure what your question is, but I'm recording right now on Zoom. Okay. Okay. Yes. So Hilsa asks, is the one-year program appropriate if you already have started your business? Yeah. So the people who are actually in the one-year creative business, they've already started their businesses too. They're launching and have actually art centers and stuff. So yes, if you already have a business, that's totally fine. If you're sort of starting art, that's totally fine too. But there are some fundamentals that you need. I would say, start with the creative business blueprint and then join us in February. You got a week, you could clear on that, right? Uh, oh, Vicky says to record the 7 weeks. Oh, the creative blueprint course is already recorded for you. You can go back to that course. If you buy the course, you can go back to it at any time and watch the videos over and over again. You have it right there. Like you buy the course and you have access to it on the site. You just log into the website. Yeah. So Anne says to confirm, um, you do get the membership. And that $37 a month that you usually pay in the Creative Soul Society, I stopped that membership and you have it for a year. I just mark that, okay, you bought the business course and I'll give it to you for the year. Yes, Ian. Oh, well, you are all so welcome. I'm so happy that we got to hang out. Oh my gosh, it's been like 2 hours. And Amy says, thank you. Excited to learn and grow and launch this year. Woohoo, Amy, I can't wait to get to know more about your business and watch you launch and support you in your launch. Oh, Ariana said, the Creative Soul Society, I will give you a full year of the Creative Soul Society if you sign up for the year of the creative business. Okay. I noticed that it wasn't on here, but I can't give it to you in the creative business blueprint. But I can give it to you in the bundle of the creative business. We love you too, Vicky. Awesome. So if there's any other questions, please let me know. You can email me at hello@leahguzman.com. If you're on the fence of doing the 1-year program, you can book a consultation with me. Yes, yeah, yes. There's two things that I'm so sorry that are missing in this bundle of the creative business. And the 1-year creative business, you will get the Creative Soul Society and you will get the business blueprint. That is definitely in there. So I promise you that you will get that. All I have to do is activate it on my site. Yes, let me get you the email for consultation. This is only if you want to do the 1-year program and you're on the fence. You're like, should I do this? Should I not do this? I'll be happy to support you and talk to you. Yeah, awesome. All right. So I put the link in the chat. Thank you. And if you have any other questions, you're welcome to, like I mentioned before, you're welcome to email me. All right, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful evening. If you're here and you haven't signed up, you will be receiving emails, and if you have questions about it, you can always respond to the emails too. Have a beautiful night. Sending you so much love. Excited for all of you, wherever you're at on your journey. We're doing good things in the world, right? Beautiful. Take care. Good night, everybody.